Shabbat Shalom. This is the fourth week in the Hebrew month of ER, and we are so thrilled that we are all here together to celebrate Shabbat as one community. We have our confirmands. Tomorrow, a young man is going to be called as a bar mitzvah to the Torah, and Colin, we're so proud of you. We are all so grateful that you are here on this holy and special occasion. And so we begin this evening with our confirmands leading the service. It is my pleasure to invite forward at this time Evan Fine.
Shabbat Shalom. My name is Evan Fine, and I have the privilege of introducing our confirmation class and our theme for tonight's confirmation service. Our theme for this service is To Life, L'Chaim. We chose this theme as a testament to our journey to confirmation. When we started in religious school so many years ago, we couldn't have imagined what we would have experienced. A pandemic which forced many of us to postpone our B'nai Mitzvahs, and a major war in Israel that is still ongoing. It was the timing of specific world events that makes it even more important that we are here tonight, choosing to celebrate life. That wasn't always easy when we were having to do religious school online, or when we were upset or disappointed that our B'nai Mitzvahs were delayed. But this unique experience was something that our class did together, and throughout the service you'll hear about this through the speeches that myself and my classmates will share. While we wouldn't have chosen this to be our religious school experience from 6th grade to now, it has helped us to see the importance of choosing Judaism, and in doing so, choosing life, L'Chaim. We continue with our opening song, Sunrise, Sunset, which can be found on your handout.
Is this the little girl I carry? Is this the little boy at play? I don't remember growing older. When did they? When did she get to be a beauty? When did he grow to be so tall? Wasn't it yesterday when they were small? Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the days. Seedlings turn overnight to sunflowers, blossoming even as we gaze. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, swiftly flow the years. One season following another, laden with happiness and tears. Sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset.
It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time to sanctify our Sabbath candles, Rachel, Ellie, and Simone Williams, and Marshall Eulenberg. And Jacob. Amen. Shabbat shalom. We continue with our personal statements. It is my pleasure to invite forward Ella Eden.
To me, becoming confirmed means two things. First, it stands as a celebration for all the feats me and my class have accomplished. We have hopefully made the world a better place, and the knowledge we have learned about Judaism while doing so helped a lot. And second, being confirmed means promising to ourselves and to the rest of the world that we will continue to do mitzvot in our everyday lives, even after our time being a student at Etzheim is over. This year's theme, To Life L'Chaim, fits in perfectly with this idea because in Hebrew, before clinking our glasses together in cheers, we say L'chaim, which means to life. And today we are also celebrating life for all that it was while we spent our Sundays here, and all it will be for years to come. In a second, we will be reciting the Baruch Hu, which marks an official call to worship and beginning of our prayers here tonight. Please rise and turn to page 28 for the Baruch Hu.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 Baruch Hu et Adonai, Amen Morah.
Please be seated. We continue on page 30 with Ma'ariv Aravim. It is my pleasure to invite to the bima at this time Colin Williams.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chochma potiach sha'arim, uvidfuna mishanei itim, umachalif et hazmanim, umsader et hakochavim, b'mishmerotehem barakia kirtzono, borei yom v'layla, golel or mibnei choshech, v'choshech mipnei or, uma'avir yom umevi laila, umavdil bein yom uvein laila, Adonai tziva'ot shemo, El chai v'kayam, tamid yimloch aleinu leolam va'ed, Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel, by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we will meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
At this time, we invite Joey Uditsky and Aaron Katz to the bima.
Please rise as we continue with the Shema on page 34. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed. My life, both with Judaism and at its time, has had a few twists and turns in the last few years. From going every week and seeing my classmates and struggling to pay attention in class, to struggling to pay attention online during COVID. I lost my sense of my own Jewish identity during this time, as I stopped going to Sunday school and feeling Jewish overall. It was only when my classmates reached out to me, asking me to come back, that I started to reconnect with this side of myself. Our next prayer, the Micha Mocha, which means who is like you, is connected to the way that I found my way back to Judaism. The Micha Mocha talks about how God provided us freedom from Egypt. Our class is now gaining the freedom to decide what we want for our future in Judaism. It is this sense of freedom that allows us to live our lives to the fullest, growing as Jews overall. Our confirmation theme, to life, l'chaim, is connected to this. And to me, becoming confirmed is redemption for the years I missed, affirmation of my parents' decision to raise me Jewish, and choosing a Jewish life.
Please be seated. We continue with Ve'ahavta on page 36. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'v'chol nafshecha u'v'chol meodecha v'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinatam levanecha v'dibartam bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'aderech u'shochbecha uvkumecha Uchartam leot al yadecha, v'hayu litotafot beineinecha, uchtavtam al mizot beitecha, uvisharecha, leman tiskeru, v'asitem et kol mitzvotai, v'tem kiddoshim lelohechem. Ani Adonai Elohechem Asher Otzeiti Etzchem Meretz Mitzrayim Lehiot Lachem Lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Please turn to page 41. Sing the song of men and women, joined in understanding and respect. The song of God's miracles, an earth protected and cherished, a gift for our children and the generations to come. The song of a land once ravaged by war, now quiet and content. Her soldiers home to leave no more. The song of a world redeemed, the song of peace. We continue with Micha Mocha.
Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Ya la 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 la. Micha mocha ba'eli Madonai. Micha mocha nedar b'kodesh. Norate hiloro sepele. Norate hiloro sepele. And the women dancing with the timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one whom we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance all night long. And Miriam the prophet took her timbrel in her hand, and all the women followed her just as she had planned. Miriam raised her voice in song, she sang with praise and might. We just lived through a miracle, we're gonna dance tonight. And the women dancing with their timbrels follow Miriam as she sang her song. Sing a song to the one who we've exalted. Miriam and the women dance and dance all night long.
It is my pleasure now to invite Alexis Hoy to the bema. Stand by for 1 second. Let me lock it in place. Okay. Is on? Okay. Hello, everybody. These last few years have been rather hectic. My prayer of Vishamru, the meaning behind it is to guard or to keep or protect. After surviving these last few years of the world-shaking events, gave me something to think about. More on what I had to guard and protect in my life. With that being said, the big thing I realized I needed to guard in my life is my right in who I am. During the COVID times, the year where we all became social recluses, I realized that being Jewish gave me something to focus on. I also realized that I wasn't ready that year for my B'nai Mitzvah or facing big obstacles, and gave me a year to reflect on what I wanted to do. I had a choice of either having a sweet 16 or having my B'nai Mitzvah. I chose my B'nai Mitzvah. During that year, I got exposed to a lot of political talk and social issues. I saw people who made fun of the concept of religion. I saw especially how people would shame others just for believing in something that they personally disagreed with. Stupid, but true. Weirdly, I found out... Weirdly, I found I skipped over this. I found out that Sunday school actually does a much better job at teaching me at real-world events than my regular school teachers because it's actually interesting and engaging. One for life, I guess. Reflecting on the past had made me realize something I wanted to guard and keep in my life. People may shame me for going in any direction that I go, so I'd rather be myself than conform to societal expectations. How I spend my time on this earth is mine and no one else's. No one can take that away from me. Tonight's service is about celebrating us moving on to the next phase of our lives. The phrase to life, Etz Chaim, means that we're here to celebrate our lives and how far we've already come and how much farther we can still go. We continue on page 43. Then you read, don't read that. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storm. Adonai, help us walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haboher va'lom aleinu Ya'el Alam Jashan. We continue on page 44 with Vishamru.
Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, לעשות את השבת Lidorotom Beritolam Beshamru B'nei Yisrael Et HaShabbat Lasot Et HaShabbat Lidorotom Beritolam Beini uvein B'nei Yisrael Oti leolam, oti leolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasot et HaShabbat lidorotom beritolam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasot et HaShabbat lidorotom beritolam.
It is my pleasure now to invite Charlotte Kirsch and Naveen Linson to the bima.
Hello, everyone. My name is Charlotte Kirsch, and I will be helping to lead the Avot V'Imachot, which in English means fathers and mothers. In this prayer, we recall the patriarchs, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, as well as the matriarchs, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah. The prayer, however, is not just about those 7 people. It is dedicated to all of our ancestors, remembering them and thanking God for blessing them before we continue the Amidah. Before the pandemic, I just looked at this prayer the same way I looked at every other prayer, a bunch of Hebrew that I could read but not translate. However, after the pandemic had raged on for many months, and having to deal with my grandfather passing away, I decided to take the time to figure out exactly what I've been praying for every day at Sunday school. In this prayer, I thank God for blessing me with a loving, amazing grandfather. He was a great loss to me, and I know that I am not the only one in the sanctuary who has lost a loved one during the pandemic. We can all use this prayer to be thankful to our relatives and ancestors, whether they are living or have long passed, whether we know them well or not at all. They are a blessing.
When I started Hebrew school in 3rd grade, my parents would have to force me to go. I would wake up earlier than everyone else I knew on a Sunday, and my parents would drive me to Eitz Chaim so that I could learn the basic prayers in Hebrew alphabet. But as I got older, I realized that I didn't come to temple because I had to, but rather because I enjoyed it. I could see friends who I only saw once a week and learn about my Jewish identity. Traditions like Pizza Wednesday, prayer experience, and learning Hebrew in 7th grade might seem boring to some people, but they were some of the best and most fun moments of the week for me. One of my favorite prayers is the Givrut. This is a prayer that focuses on God's strength through his healing of the wounded and the sick. This was extremely important, especially through the pandemic, because many of our friends were sick and in need of healing. The Givrut brought us closer together and helped us get through these tough times by focusing on healing. One of the lines in the Givrut that is so important in modern times says that God helps us sustain life with love. I believe this is important because during these times where Israel is at war, we need to stick together and stay connected so we can get through it. Another reason why this is my favorite line in the Givrut is because it shows our Hebrew school journey. We've grown bonds and created friendships that will last a lifetime. Thank you to all my religious school teachers who made Sunday mornings more interesting, and thank you to all my classmates. To life, l'chaim. We continue with the Amidah beginning on page 46. Please rise.
Adonai sefativ tivta ufia gita hilatecha. Adonai sefativ tivta ufia gita hilatecha. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu v'Elohei avotenu v'imotenu. Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rahel, Elohei Leah. Ha'el Hagadol, Hagivor ve'Hanora, El el elyon, gomel hasadim tovim, v'konei akol, v'zoher hasdei avot ve'imachot, u'mevi geula lifnei v'nechem, l'man shemo be'ahava, melech ozer u'moshia u'magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Abraham, Bezrat Sarah. Atah gibor le'olam Adonai, Mechaye metim atah Rav le'oshia, Morid hatah, Mechalkel chayim bechesed, Mechaye metim berachamim rabim. Somech noflim verofei cholim, umatir asurim, umechayem emunato, mishenei afar, mihamoha be'al gevurot, umidom elah, melech meimit umechayeh, umatzmiya Yeshua, v'ne'emanata lechayot metim. Baruch atah Adonai, mechayeh hametim. Atah kedosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom l'halalu haselah. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure now to invite Haley McQuarrie to the bima.
A part of the translation of the prayer Shalom Rav is every hour with your peace. The journey with Etz confirmation class of 2024 has been the opposite of peaceful. This class has been on an unbelievable journey as the years have gone on. We've had Pizza Wednesday, comedy shows, sleepovers, zombie tag, and hide and seek. God blessed our class with wild, insane, and hilarious days. We played paper airplanes behind the teachers' backs. Sorry, Jen. Had sleepovers, made TikToks together, and so much more. As we got older, we all got way closer. Even when we weren't together, when we had school online, we still talked through Zoom. It was also the opposite of peaceful. We learned about drugs, sex, and Among Us. Thanks, Rabbi C. There's never a dull moment with our class, from Evan's dance moves, Aaron's competitiveness, Mimi's positivity, Alexis's creativity, Joey's realness, Charlotte's ideas, John's attitude, Griffin's jokes, Naveen's wisdom, and Ella's kindness. But as our class years went on and our class got closer, I found comfort in the chaos. Now, the confirmation class of 2024 may not be a peaceful class, but I found peace by having fun with them. Please turn to page 59. God of goodness, we give thanks for the gift of life, wonder beyond words, for the awareness of soul, our light within, for the world around us, so filled with beauty, for the richness of the earth, which day by day sustains us. For all these and more we offer thanks. Baruch atah Adonai, hato shimha u'ha ne'ha le'adot.
Continue now with Shalom Rav on page 60.
Shalom Ram al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Shalom Ram al Yisrael amcha tasim leolam. Ki atah hu melech adon lecha shalom. Ki atah hu melech adon Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim leolam. Shalom Rav al Yisrael tasim leolam. Tasim leolam. Tasim leolam.
We continue now with a few moments of silent prayer and reflection.
Say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oh, say shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
We continue now with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, our Torah service, which begins on page 249. Please rise.
Shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam omeid, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, olam omeid. HaTorah le'al havodah le'al gemilut chasadim. HaTorah le'al havodah le'al gemilut chasadim. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'har kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'har kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtakavu le'har kodsho.
Please be seated. This week we are in the final chapter, the final parsha of the book of Leviticus, Bechukotai, which Colin will read from tomorrow morning as well as he becomes bar mitzvah. In this parsha, God promises blessings to the children of Israel if they follow laws and warns about curses that will befall the people if they do not observe God's commandments. It's kind of like parenting or teaching a confirmation class and telling them what to do and what not to do. Importantly, though, this book is also the final book in Leviticus, and we have a tradition at the end of a book. We say, Chazak, Chazak, Venit Chazek, be strong, and let us strengthen one another. It is the reminder to all of us that we ourselves need to be strong, that we turn to our neighbors and we say, to you also continue to be strong, and we say to our entire community, let us strengthen one another. And so we'll do that today tonight after our Torah reading. If you would like to follow along with the Torah reading, it can be found on page 756 of the Maroon Humashim, the Maroon Torah commentaries, which can be found either underneath the seat in front of you or underneath your seat if you are in a front row. Ya'amdu Aliza Davida bat Idka ve'Kitron Shalom ben Chaya Elisheva ve'David ben Yechiel le'Aliyah HaTorah Ta'amod Mira Goldian bat Moshe v'Shulamit likro HaTorah.
Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvarach le'olam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Kocherem asher yacharam min ha'adam lo yipadeh mot yamut v'chol ma'asar ha'aretz mizera ha'aretz mibri ha'etz la'adonai hu kodesh la'adonai ve'im ga'el Yigael ish mima'asro chamashito Yosef elav v'chol ma'asar bakar v'tzinai kol asher ya'avor tachat hashavet ha'asiri yiyeh kodesh la'adonai lo yivaker Bein tov la'ra v'lo yimirenu ve'im ha'mer yimitzanei ve'Adonai hu v'tuma turo Adonai kodesh lo yigael elav hamitzvot asher tziva Adonai et Moshe el Yisrael Bahar Sinai.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. While we have the Torah out in our midst, we take a moment to think about those in our community who are ill and in need of healing, whether that's healing of mind or body or spirit. And on this Shabbat, we think of Rabbi Bruce Goldwasser, Rabbi Fred Wenger, Leonard Schutzman, Frederick Bryan, Scott Stewart, Sonia Maria Reimar Miller, Carol Pretnar, Paul Alterman, John Eulenberg, Susan Donahue, Simon Gannett, Philip Lovachev, Rachel Basio, Laura Flakus, Barbara Ben Ezra, Ruth Notaris, Ed Notaris, and all who suffer whom we know not by name. Mi sheberach avotenu Avraham Yitzchak Yaakov, ve'imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah, hu yivarech v'yirpeh et kol cholei Yisrael, v'yishlach lahem bimhera refuah shlema, refuat nefesh u'refuat guf, v'nomar, Amen. May God, who blessed our ancestors Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebekah, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all who are stricken. May the Holy One of Praise mercifully restore them to health and to vigor. May God grant them health of body, health of spirit, and of mind. And let us say, Amen. We continue now singing Misha Berach on page 253. Ya'amod Benjamin ben Avraham v'Sara Hagba. Ya'amod Asher Benjamin ben Benjamin v'Rachelea Galila. Please rise as we lift and dress the Torah.
V'zot haTorah asher sa Moshe livnei b'nei Yisrael al pi Adonai biyad Moshe.
Please be seated.
It is my pleasure to invite forward Evan Fine and John Thompson to lead us in the prayer for Israel and the prayer for our country.
Ever since I can remember, I've been going to Sunday school at a time. Having gone through COVID in that year that was supposed to be my bar mitzvah year was tough, but I was still able to have my bar mitzvah, continue my Jewish learning, and stay on the path to confirmation. However, COVID made it hard to find my Jewish identity. COVID unfortunately came during a time where my mind was beginning to mature and develop my own opinions. Not getting the experiences that a Jewish kid would usually have made it hard for me, and personally, finding my Jewish identity was especially tough. However, through amazing experiences in the last year, like our Litaken social justice trip to DC, I think I've made great strides in finding my Jewish identity. I know that there are people out there adapting, just like I am. I found that my own experiences can connect to the prayer for Israel, which asks God for the safety of Israel and his people in hard times, like the current conflict. Even though the challenges the state of Israel is experiencing is on a much larger scale than my own, the same message applies. We should have faith that there will be a way to overcome our problems and that eventually everything will work itself out. Please join me in the prayer for Israel on the handout. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the state of Israel and all its inhabitants. O source of life, bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect and guide them. Holy and blessed one, show Israel their leaders the path so that they may act with wisdom and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in the pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from harm. Free of the captives, return all those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes, without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific act. Master of compassion, help us to hold the humanity and harmony of the Jewish people, while also holding the humanity and dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your grace. Spread over us as your shelter of peace, and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords in the plowshares, their spears in the pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war.
Right over there. To life, L'chaim is a quote from my favorite musical, Fiddler on the Roof. Whenever I hear that, I think, live life to the fullest and enjoy what we have for what it is. Now, just a few years ago, we could barely imagine the trials that lay ahead. A global pandemic upended our lives, separating us from family, friends, and cherished traditions. As if that wasn't difficult enough, we've also witnessed a shocking resurgence of anti-Semitism in the wake of October 7th, 2023. Our presence here today shows that despite immense adversity, the Jewish spirit still remains unbroken. We are embodying the resilience of our ancestors. Now, the path to get here to this moment wasn't easy. Because of COVID restrictions, many of us, including myself, had to reimagine or even delay our B'nai Mitzvah celebrations. Rather than being surrounded by loved ones as for tradition, we had to settle for video calls or just immediate family. It was isolating and heartbreaking. With each post-moment and change of plans, we had to dig deeper and find the patience to accept the situation. These years have forever changed us. Yet those same challenges also bound us more tightly to our Jewish identity and values. We clung to our traditions as a source of grounding and comfort. Our resilience was fortified by the peers who went through this alongside us, and the mentors who supported us spiritually. In the face of every obstacle, our choice was to persevere, my bad. We could have become disheartened or turn our back on our faith that seemed to bring so much hardship. Instead, we chose the path of resilience blazed by our ancestors. The wisdom and rituals passed down took on a profound new meaning as they became our lifeline and sanctuary. We embrace these traditions that sustain our people as our connection to all that have persisted before us. Today, we stand on the edge of our adult lives in the Jewish community. While nothing can prepare us for the future, what all the future may bring, both joyous and painful, we go forward, emboldened by the resilience that we've already shown. We are ready. So we rally around the words L'chaim, a defiant call to live fully despite all that tries to destroy life, hope, and our identity. We will face whatever lies ahead with a fierce resilience now forged into our being. We could not have persisted without our families, teachers, clergy, and elders who lifted us up in our most struggling moments. For this, we are humbly grateful. Now, why are we here today? What does confirmation really mean to me? Well, as Tevye said, I'll tell you. I don't know. But it's a tradition. And traditions have never felt more important than they do now to our people, for our people. And I'm grateful that we, the confirmation class of 2024, have made it here to the Bema to share our commitment to our people with each of you. Tradition. Please turn to page 258 as our tradition for reading the prayer for our country. I'll give you a moment. O guardian of life and liberty, may our nation always merit your protection. Teach us to give thanks for what we have by sharing it with those who are in need. Keep our eyes open to the wonders of creation and alert to the care of the earth. May we never be lazy in the work of peace. May we honor those who have died in the defense of our ideals. Grant our leaders with wisdom and forbearance. May they govern with justice and compassion. Help us all to appreciate one another and respect the many ways that we may serve you. May our homes be safe from affliction and strife, and may our country be sound in body and spirit. Amen.
In a few moments, we are going to return the Torah to the Ark, and I'm going to ask everyone to remain standing so that I may bless the confirmation class individually and then collectively. If it is too long for you to stay standing, it is absolutely appropriate for you to sit down even while the Ark is open, because it is important that you take care of yourselves and do what you need to do, and it is okay and nobody is judging. But it is traditional to stay standing when the Ark is open indeed. And so I ask everyone who is able to comfortably do so at this time to please rise.
Eitz Chaim Hilam Machazikim Bavetomcheha Meushar Eitz Chaim Hilam Machazikim Bavetomcheha Meushar Shalom 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 Shalom. It is a tree of life to those who will pass to it, and all of its supporters are happy. It is a tree of life to those who will pass to it, and all of its supporters are happy. Shalom, 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 shalom.
Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Yair Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yisem lecha shalom. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. Please be seated. It is my pleasure to invite forward to offer a Devar Torah Charlotte Kirsch.
It's me again. Our confirmation's Torah portion is titled Bechuchotai, which translates to In My Laws, or alternatively, By My Decrees. The portion closes out the book of Leviticus. Like the title implies, the Torah portion documents a set of promises as well as threats that God gives to the Jewish people. God tells the Jews that if they follow the Torah and the commandments that he has given them, that they will be significantly blessed. Their land will be healthy and their food stock will be plentiful. There will be peace in the land, and any enemies that attempt to overcome the Jews will be unsuccessful and punished. Their families will be healthy, and no famines, wild beasts, or illnesses will spread through the Jewish towns or cities. God promises to be with the Jews eternally. Then, God goes on to warn the Jewish people of what will happen if they choose not to follow the Torah and go against the commandments. There will be hunger, illness, and disease. Armies will come and take the land. The Jews will be cursed. However, after these alarming threats, God goes on to say that if at any time the Jews decided to return to the Torah and God, that he will never forget or abandon them and would accept them without punishment. As has been mentioned before, our confirmation theme is to life, l'chaim. Our confirmation class has definitely chosen life, especially over these last few years. While we may have each done this in our own way, we all have chosen to follow God's commandments by choosing Judaism and by choosing to be involved in congregation at time. After this year, our formal education here is completed. But that just means we will have to be more intentional about how we choose to follow God's commandments and how we choose to practice and display our Judaism. Overall, Bechuchotai is an incredibly important portion to the Jewish people and to us as confirmation. Not only is it arguably blackmail, but it also is a significant piece of the foundation of how the Jewish people settled themselves in Israel and established many of the principles and beliefs that we follow thousands of years later. Whenever we end a book of Torah, we say the words, Hazek, Hazek, and Hazek. Be strong, and let us strengthen one another. And so, to our confirmation class of 2024, I will say, Hazek, Hazek, v'nik Hazek. Be strong, and let us always continue to strengthen one another. L'chaim and Shabbat Shalom.
To present the class gift, it is my pleasure to invite forward Griffin Jury.
Our class gift is to contribute a new yad for the Blue Torah. This new yad is symbolic of our class, that just as we use the yad to point it to the Torah while it is being read, we too are pointing it to the future. Our class is so grateful for our Jewish education. We are happy to be able to give back to the synagogue that has given so much to us and helped shape our Jewish identities. The yad is our gift to our congregation, but the demonstration of how we live our lives as we go off into our future will also be the gift we give to the entire Jewish community. On behalf of the class, I would like to thank our amazing 10th grade teachers, Rabbi Weiner, Uli Widmeyer, Joel Spenadel, and Rabbi Kosnowski. Shabbat Shalom.
At this time, I'm going to invite all of my confirmands to come and stand on the bima. And I'm going to speak to them because they have had quite a journey, as you have heard. You guys chose the theme to life l'chaim. You are choosing to be joyful and embrace life despite the COVID pandemic that you talked about, how it upended your life, your education, and even some of your b'nai mitzvah. And then in your confirmation year, you experienced the events of October 7th and the ensuing aftermath of rising anti-Semitism. You understand that as Jews, we have throughout history grappled with the specter of anti-Semitism and antipathy toward Jews. But despite this, you still choose to toast life. Even though you're inheriting a world fraught with challenges that other generations haven't seen in a long time, you've discussed how to respond or how to support or even criticize Israel, how to face anti-Semitism, and how we can best help others to make the world a better place. No matter how you feel about Israel, you have chosen to embrace the dignity of all humanity. This evening, we are particularly proud of you, both as individuals and as a class. I feel blessed to have known most of you your entire Jewish lives. I have known you for a long time. I have been a part of your life as you have been a part of mine. I have shared many moments, both happy and sad. At your consecration, it was Rabbi Bob's final year, and he gave you your little Torahs, and I listened to you sing the Shema and the beautiful little Torah song. I helped you prepare for your B'nai Mitzvah, and I have enjoyed watching you grow up. You are a wonderful group. You're mature and serious, but also playful and fun. And I think that as you graduate from the religious school, I hope that you will continue to be active participants in the life of the congregation and, of course, in the youth group. Our Torah portion, Pechukotai, is about the blessings that await the Israelites if they follow God's law on their journey. And like the Israelites, you guys are kind of in the desert. You're between being teenagers on the cusp of the promised land of adulthood, and you've asked hard questions that adults have had to ask. But you have the outside protection of childhood. I mean, you still live at home, you don't have to pay rent yet, but not for long, because in a few short years, you're gonna leave home and go off into the big bad world. And I hope that you will continue to take with you your ethics, morals of Judaism, and the wisdom of your teachers, and of course, the positive experiences you've had together. But most of all, remember how much we have cared for you and how much we love you. And so at this time, I'm going to ask your confirmation class teachers to come to the Bima to hand out your gifts and certificates.
Hi, I'm Joel Spenadel, and this is my first year as a confirmation class teacher that I've not had Bima duty. Thank you, Pat. And while I'm no longer treasurer here, I am still a numbers guy. Earlier, we were discussing that this year there are 11 confirmands, and it occurred to me that 11 has a lot of meaning. It's the number of projects that we did in my Tikkun Olam class this year. You can check with me at the Oneg. I'll give you the list. It's also the number of years that the students have been in Sunday school, including going back to Mrs. Simpson's class, and it's the number of years I've taught. You guys were in kindergarten when I started. It's hard to believe. It's the number of commandments on the tablets, plus one for good luck. It was the prophet Isaiah's number. Okay, it was a false prophet, Isaiah Thomas of the Pistons, but okay. It's one of the main characters of Stranger Things. How appropriate, guys. And, you know, it's for sure it's a lucky number. And despite the pandemic and despite everything you've been through the last year, I view you as one of my luckiest groups of students. Not just because you got one of the warmest days at Lyman Woods, even though we had to wait till early March to go. You have a halo around your heads. Is it okay to say that in shul, Rabbi? But mostly you make your own luck. And we'll look forward to watching how you use your mazel in the coming years. Mazel tov to all of you, and I'm truly the luckiest one here to have been able to be your teacher this past year.
On behalf of all the faculty of your CEC school community, we are so very proud of each of you as you take this step to confirm our faith as B'nai Yisrael, the people of Israel. Yisrael means one who struggles with God. Throughout your learning at Eitz Chaim, you have examined essential questions, struggled with ethical dilemmas, and studied Jewish values, a lens through which you may now view the world. In Pirkei Avot it is written, Im ein ani li mili, If I am not for myself, who will be for me? Uksha'ani le'atzmi ma'ani. And if I am only for myself, what am I? V'im lo achshav ematai. And if not now, when? We hope that your education at Eitz Chaim has prepared you to wrestle with these questions and the challenges we face as we work toward Tikkun Olam, the repair of our world. It is our honor and privilege to present you with the illustrated Pirkei Avot so that you can continue to learn from the wisdom of our ancestors, as well as your certificate of confirmation. I'm going to invite your teacher, Uli, to read your names as we call you forth.
Where are the names?
Oh, okay.
Ella, Eden.
They should now be at the top.
Evan, fine. Alexis Hoey. Aaron Katz. Charlotte Kirsch. Lee Linson. Mimi Simon. John Thompson. And Joy Uditsky.
Mazel tov.
Shabbat Shalom. I'm Patricia Gibbs with some announcements on behalf of the board. Thank you to our usher, Jen, our greeter, Rachel Wood, and our security team. Thank you for Confirmants for leading our services tonight. Thank you, Cindy, for the music. Thanks to David Wood for setting up the closed captioning. Mazel tov to our Confirmants, Ella Eden, Evan Fine, Alexis Hoey, Griffin Jury, Aaron Katz, Charlotte Kirsch, Naven Linson, Haley McQuarrie, Mimi Simpson, John Thompson, and Joseph Udinsky on their confirmation. Mazel tov, Colin Williams and your family on becoming a bar mitzvah. Join us tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. to celebrate Colin being called to the Torah. Join us Tuesday, June 11th for Shavuot dinner in the lot. We'll chat and schmooze over a delicious dairy dinner, celebrate with a Kiddush club service for our young families, enjoy a Shavuot-themed learning opportunity, and then conclude with a Shavuot service after dinner. For more information on upcoming events, check out our weekly happenings email. Please join us after the services for a wonderful oneg sponsored by the Williams family in honor of Colin. Shabbat Shalom.
It is my pleasure to invite Mimi Simon to the bima.
Okay, wow, this is our confirmation service. During our B'nai Mitzvahs, we made the decision that we wanted to affirm the choice our parents made for us to be Jewish. Tonight, we're confirming that decision. This past year, we've had many experiences practicing Tikkun Olam, or repairing the world. We've delivered meals for Rosh Hashanah, cleaned up Lyman Woods, packed purses for women who needed them, and had our big trip to Washington, D.C., where we learned about current issues through a Jewish lens. All these experiences has helped me form a stronger and more educated Jewish identity. During the Aleinu, which is the call to worship, it focuses on the partnership between us and God. The prayer addresses how, within the partnership, there are two things that we need to do. We're to put all of our trust in God. We're to understand that we're all made differently, but for a purpose. We should additionally appreciate all opportunities and the things that surround us, and understand that God produced all of it. We're to withhold our side of the partnership by taking part of Tikkun Olam and preserving God's gifts. When thinking about the confirmation theme, to life l'chaim, and this prayer, I try to think of additional things that would fill in the blank, the call to blank. Then the other day it hit me. We're done with our official learning careers here at Eitz Chaim. We always stay in contact with each other and we'll see each other while helping out at Sunday school, but we'll never be in the same class again. It's my call to realization. Through life, most doors open, eventually close. Our door opened our first day of Sunday school, but now we're done. The door is closing. Because of that, though, a new one is opening. In life, we keep growing up. While it's quite sad to have to close the door of all these years of official learning, I know that the learning will never end. While we won't be in the same classroom every Sunday, we'll have all amazing memories to look back on and a really close community. I'm so lucky to have grown up with these amazing people and to be able to call these amazing friends my family. I'd like to invite our teachers, Joel Spenedel and Uli Whitmire, to open the ark as we rise and turn to page 282 of the Aleinu.
Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגור עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא.
Please be seated.
ונאמר וחיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
It is my pleasure to invite Griffin Jury to the bima.
When we say the Mourner's Kaddish, we are not actually talking about mourning, but about exalting God. This is because, despite all trials and tribulations, we come out the other end and praise God, regardless of how we feel the world is treating us. When the Mourner's Kaddish is recited, we are calling to God to help us to heal. Beyond the true meaning of the prayer, the Mourner's Kaddish is also an opportunity for us to remember the loved ones that we have lost by calling upon the sweet memories that we have of them. The exaltation of God is done out of praise for the order of nature as it is, regardless of our pain and suffering. Throughout the past several years, there have been many unexpected hardships, most of which I had no control over. Despite this, I had continued to exalt God, knowing that many of these things would pass under the rule of peace that God established throughout the world as well as in my life. The guidance of Judaism, and more directly, the support of the Jewish community through difficult times, has provided a familiar and comforting place for me in this world. This has made me appreciate being confirmed even more, as this is only the next step in my Jewish journey.
At this time, we take a moment to remember those in our community who have died at this season and in years past. And on this Shabbat, we remember Faye Kirsch, grandmother of Ricky Mitnick, Michael Jackowitz, father-in-law of Joel Bernstein, Florence Brackman, grandmother of Barbara Freed, Dora Holt, grandmother of Sharon Holt, Jack Bernfeld, father of Judith Farber, Milton S. Kotzen, father of Sharon Froelich, Muriel Zweig, mother of Marcia McRae, Elsie Silverstein, grandmother of James Danziger, Al Brickman, grandfather of Levi Ellie, Fanny Bell, mother of Rich Bell, Raymond Shapiro, father of Terry Shapiro, Jean Johnson, sister-in-law of Richard Johnson and Karen Friedman, Jane Kakschauer, wife of Joseph Kakschauer, mother of Albert Kakschauer, Bibi Batul Razik, mother of Bibi Lifson, Cy Golden, brother of Fran Dvorkin, Richard Holtzman, husband of Marilyn Holtzman, Joseph David Rosenblum, father of Harold Rosenblum, Marilyn Lampert Littauer, mother of Amanda Littauer, grandmother of Zoe and Lila Nick Steele, James Lergio, father of Laura Eatman, Paul Hansfeld, father of David Hansfeld, Rosemarie Bona, mother of Sharon Beiersdorf, Myra Jetty, cousin of Michelle Miller, Phil S. Schrager, and we mourn the recent passing of Neil Keller, father of Jason Keller, grandfather of Cecily and Eden Keller, Dr. Richard M. Simon, uncle of Howard Bender, great-uncle of Juniper and Rabbi Hannah Bender, Paul Lederhausen, father of Mats Lederhausen, grandfather of Rebecca Cantor and Alexandra Lederhausen Nabavian, great-grandfather of Eleanor, Olivia, and Harrison Cantor, and Isabel, Charlotte, and Benjamin Nabavian, Joellen Romano, sister of Michael Hoy, aunt of Samantha, Sophia, Jackson, Alexis, and Amelia Hoy, Jeffrey Paul Samuels, brother of Stephen Samuels, Jerry Daniel, father of Kara Cap. To those names, we add the names of anybody else who you might be thinking of tonight, and I'll invite you to share those names aloud as my eyes go around the room. Zichronam Livracha, may all of their memories be for a blessing. We join together for the Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Please rise. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach yurtei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala v'zman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'almei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, V'yit hadar, v'yit aleh, v'yit halal, shemei d'kudasha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiran ve'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen. V'imru, amen.
Please be seated. It is my pleasure to invite our confirmands back up to the bima for our closing song, Am Yisrael Chai, and To Life L'chaim.
Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael Chai. 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 Oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu Chai, oh Davinu, oh Davinu, oh Davinu Chai. Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael, Am Yisrael 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 Chai. To life, l'chaim, 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 to life.
It is my pleasure. Confirmands are going to stay up here. It's my pleasure, though, to invite up Colin Williams and his family to help us lead Kiddush and Motzi. The words of Kiddush can be found on page 5. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, be'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh v'reishit, ki hu yom tehillah, lemikra'e kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, ki vanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, be'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. And we join together in Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, b'te'avon. May each of us find in ourselves and in our lives to always be able to say, to life, l'chaim. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.